Okay, I was going to do a little elevated garden update. Of course, on my elevated garden I've only had about 150 views, or a little under 150 views, so I know people aren't all that interested, but here it is. And I've got some green stuff. This is cooler weather things like carrots and spinach and some lettuce. Now this is a compost bin, and I run water into the top, and then I collect it at the bottom, either into the bucket or use a water hose, and I just run the water hose over and soak everything with the compost tea that comes out of that. I have two of those. One of those is right here, and the other one is right there. Now this is the one that I use to feed my dragon fruit plant, and dragon fruit plant has had about 1,000 views on it, so this one, a few people might be interested in how this is doing. And it's nothing to really brag about, but it is looking pretty good. And of course it's portable now. It's in a pot, so whenever it freezes, this thing goes in there. That one, and the pomegranate trees right here, and there's a pepper plant over there, and the potatoes I have in that little bucket right over there. All that goes inside the shop, so I don't have a whole lot of room inside the shop. It's crowded already, and I'll show you that in a second. But anyway, that's the dragon fruit plant. It's looking pretty good. Each one of these plants has to weigh about 25 pounds before it starts making fruit. And there's at least, well, there's a few different plants on the bottom. And what happens here, you know, I started off with 3, I think, and they grew, and 2 of them have already, well, so the 3rd one is finally reaching the top now. But they get to the top of this, and I guess I let it get to be about 14-16 inches above the top of this frame, and I cut off about 12 inches of it, and that allows the new branches to come out the side. And eventually the top of this is going to be full of these branches, and then the cut off parts I just put back into the pot and let them start off new. But anyway, well, this is a little bit of Brussels sprouts that's coming up. I'm glad these, you know, in Texas it doesn't get freezing very often, but these seem to have done okay through the last freeze. I know they're a cold weather plant, but I don't know how cold they can stand it. And these are lights like would be on a billboard. On the side of my building, each side had a billboard at one time years ago, and these lights were hanging over the top edge of the roof. Decided to repurpose these and take out all the guts that hold the light bulb, ground off all the little points inside where things were attached, and now this makes a tiny little greenhouse. So both of these will be used as plant starter boxes in this coming spring. Now a lot of you may have seen, if you've seen the wood burning stove video I made, this thing used to be on that side of the shop over by the window, and I had the curly pipe and went out. I don't have room for it over there anymore, and I had to have it where I could actually use it, so I made a little platform. It's on casters. These posts are just kind of to keep me from bumping into it whenever it's hot. Excuse me, Audrey. But this is where I get the ash that I put into my compost bin. So I've got a little batch of ash I got to put in there. Okay, and this is why I don't really have room to move, to have that wood burning stove back over here on this side like it used to be, because I have this little platform with 3 sewing machines and this food cooker thingy that I have to restore, and they take up a lot of space. While I've got your ear, I'll show you a couple more things maybe. This funny looking thing is supposed to be me. It's kind of a crash test dummy, and he's going to help me make some videos with my dogs. I'm going to call the series Spy Dogs, and they're going to help me do some little short videos based on the spy versus spy characters from Mad Magazine. And on another channel, my personal channel, I made a video where I made these hats, and you can see the process if you want to look at that. I'm sure there'll be a link to my channel somewhere over here at the end of this video. Matter of fact, there's 3. I have the Andrew's Newsstand, which is my newsstand business channel, and that's the one that all the repaired furniture goes onto. And then the Little Shop in Texas channel has the wind turbines and such. And then Andrew Sansom, which is me, will have Spy Dogs. You know, since I've got the Spy versus Spy hats, I also had to have bomb, and I had to have some dynamite. So this is props that will be used in the Spy Dogs videos, and I sure would appreciate anybody who subscribes to that and watches the videos. If you can make suggestions on stories, I'll be using those and trying to keep a series going for a while. I hadn't even started it yet, but this is the preparations, this is the props. And I wanted to say also, about 2 weeks ago, I was talking with a fellow about an order on wind turbines, and he was going to buy one, and then he found he could get a horizontal type somewhere close to him, and all he had to do was go pick it up. So God bless him. I hope it works out fine. I don't know what brand it is or any of that, but I can't blame somebody for wanting to save some money, because these things can be expensive. And more than that is they take time to make, and a lot of people don't want to wait 6 weeks. So, but just to let you know, should be in January, I will be 59 and a half years old. That's no big deal, but the idea is 20 years ago, back when I used to make a living, I had money in an IRA, and I couldn't touch it until I'm 59 and a half years old. So in January, I should be able to access some of that money, and I'll be buying material to build 3 of these from top to bottom. And one of them is going to be used as a display inside the store. One of them will be in parts and in boxes so I could ship it out. And one of them will go on top of the building over there so people can see it as they drive by. So this is something I've been waiting for a while, is to have the money to make 3 of them at one time. And there's also a possibility, if you're somewhere in Texas, I can deliver it to you rather than worry about shipping charges, if that's what you're worried about. But surely if you can afford to buy the turbine and the generator and all that goes with it, you could afford the shipping as well. But if I do deliver them, that also gives me a chance to get away from this place. I guess that's finished for this update. Remember to subscribe to all 3 of my channels, would you? And watch the videos, and I hope you enjoy them and make suggestions, and take care until next time.